And not a second late, welcome in to CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. Live your bet life using the code CHGO when you sign up to live your bet life. We are coming to you live from Studio B. The B stands for bet, as our guy RK from DNVR says, from Denver says, shout out to RK. We miss him, but we're getting it up and running. Thank you to Lawrence and Jake and Scott for all their help for getting the show up and running. Jake said this, Cody, and I think he cursed it. He said this is going to be the last time Studio B has any issues. So if we have any issues, we will just tag Jake on Twitter.
If you're betting on there being issues, it's a good bet because I'm sure it will happen again because Jake has now cursed it. Yeah, but we're here. Sorry, we're a little late.
Well, and he didn't take any odds. He placed the bet without any odds at all. So we can just absolutely, run the market on him. And that was his choice. He went out and it was bold there. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. That's Cody Delmendo. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. This is CHGO. You can find our website, allchgo.com. You can become a member there and become part of our member-only Discord. We call it the CHGO Lounge. You can follow CHGO on Twitter at CHGO_sports, and you can follow the bet account at CHGO_bets. Cody, it was a weekend that I took off. We did have a couple golfing things, so we'll go into Are You Up and Are You Down in just a second, but the tournament is a big thing. You were watching Selection Sunday last night. Your Illini is in the tournament. You're wearing the Illini shirt. What do you think of the March tournament setting so far? We're a couple days out, but it's going to get real mad in just about a few couple days.
Madness is coming. Yeah. This is one of my favorite times of the year, man. When it as far as sporting events that really don't have a lot to do with a team that I like, even though Illinois is in it, thank God. Not that I was sweating that or anything, but yeah, man, I just nonstop college basketball starting on. Well, technically starting tomorrow and Wednesday, the play-in games, but Thursday, Friday, 11 a.m. till freaking the sun goes down. It's going to be beautiful. It's everything I live for. I think about these days in November when it's the dog days of football and you're looking for something new and college basketball's coming back and you're thinking about, oh man, I can't wait for March Madness. So yeah, we're finally here. Yeah, I'm excited.
And what's really exciting too is we're going to be covering those games basically when we go live every day at 12:30 this week. So we will be in the heart of March Madness action on Thursday, on Friday. We'll be covering those games, those play-in games. It's on Tuesday and Wednesday, right? Those play-in games?
Yeah.
We'll be covering those Tuesday and Wednesday, tomorrow and Wednesday for you. So all March Madness will be covered here on CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. Again, use code CHGO when you sign up to live your bet life. If you are new to the show, this is our second week, and we are now going to Are You Up, Are You Down? The up and down is, about our bank. We put in $50 at the start of this show last week into our PointsBet account. We used the promo code CHGO when we signed up to live our bet life. We started at $50 last week. Now we're telling you where we are through the weekend. Cody, why don't you start? Yours is a lot bigger than mine.
So I'm currently at 61.45. I basically I finished 11-9 on the weekend. That's basically all college basketball. There's a couple parlays in there. I think the golf bet I had.
Yeah, I don't remember you placing 20 bets on a Friday.
Well, not on Friday. I'm combining the bets that I put out on the Bird app on Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday, I went 7-4 betting college basketball, and then yesterday I went 2-3. So. Then again, add in a few parlays I did that did not hit, of course. And it comes out to 11-9. So
out of the 11-9 there, what was the biggest sweat there? What was the best game you watched? What really sticks out from your betting weekend?
My Saturday afternoon was what really helped me out because the start of the day kind of was a buzzkill. But I would say Arizona -1.5 was kind of was a big one because they were down in the second half to UCLA and they managed to come not even just a few points. We're talking, I remember them being down double digits, I believe, to UCLA at one point, I believe. And then they came back and ended up winning outright and covering the 1.5. So that was a pretty big fist bump for me whenever that happened. Went into the night hoping Long Beach State would keep that going. Learned they're not a state anymore. But Yeah, no, that Arizona was a good one. That was the Pac-12 championship game was pretty fun. Sunday, I as far as the best game I watched yesterday, I really enjoyed watching Purdue and Iowa. Even though I took Purdue to cover 2 yesterday, but Iowa came out and proved that Purdue still doesn't know how to play defense. So I'm not feeling really good about Purdue going into the tournament, to be honest with you.
Well, and you had a classic moment too. You were telling me about Texas A&M. Like you're riding just the live bet. I mean, you're on the PointsBet app. You see a team go down 14-0. Yep. You take that live one, and my favorite thing too is to cash out right after I make a bet. I'll make a live bet and then I'll cash out before the game even finishes.
I've done that before too.
Yeah. So yeah. I love that you even doubled down on that Texas A&M one too.
Yeah, Texas A&M. I did take Texas A&M plus 6.5. They started terrible against Tennessee. The live odds were like plus 15.5 when they were down 14-0, and I took it. And for the most part, they were covering that. And then last 10 minutes, second half, they let Tennessee even pull up to even a 20-point lead. And I was like, well, that's not great. And then they ended up going on a little bit of a run to at least get it down to 15 to cover by a half point. You love when you win those, and you absolutely hate when you lose those. So I just ended up on the right side that time. But 6.5, I guess. I have a really good buddy who's a Tennessee fan, and he was giving me so much crap about taking Texas A&M. And it's like, I actually thought Tennessee was going to win the game. I just thought that Texas A&M would make it a game.
And whenever, that's the thing too. Whenever like weird stuff like that happens, when you're down 14-0, and the lines get adjusted so quickly on those live things. I mean, it's really easy for a team to make that up pretty quickly. I mean, basketball is all about a game of runs. So there's no way it's going to be like a 28-0 run, right? Tennessee versus Texas A&M. So I totally understand the thinking behind it. I've done it before as a bettor. Let's go to some golf action. You're still on the hook. We talked to Teddy Greenstein last Wednesday. We got some picks from him. You had Dustin Johnson in a top 10 finish. He is still golfing right now. Right now, tied for the lead is Smith and Lowry. They're at -9. You have Dustin Johnson at +1 right now, but he is -1 through 4 holes. He's tied for 54th, so he's got a ways ahead
to go
great,
up
guys. to get up to the top 10. But he needs to get to -6. So if he just finishes with a normal -7 today on 18 holes, you'll be fine. If he's 7 under par today, you'll be great.
You're making it sound like it's so easy, man.
Exactly. Well, it's going to be great and really easy for Colin Morikawa to get top 5 finish, because that was my bet. I went 1-1 this week because Morikawa missed the cut. So at least your guy's still golfing. Mine's not. And one thing that we did hit, we both hit this. Yesterday, 18 hours ago, my guy, Shane Lowry, who I told you I took in the Honda Classic, and he just lost by 1 stroke, he holed and won hole 17. So he aced hole 17. We both took that bet from Teddy Greenstein. And I remember, I think it was Lawrence. Lawrence was doubting us taking the ace on 17. We still took it, and we won some money. And that's why I'm at 21.51, and I'm proud of it. So shout out to Teddy Greenstein for that pick. And shout out to Cody for being $11.45 above our bank. So I mean,
we're still above the 50. I mean, I'm feeling good going into today.
So far this has been a week, right? 61.54. How do you feel about that number being 11.45 over? Is that a good week for you?
Consider we started 0-5. I mean, yeah, I think I'm 16-23 overall.
Damn.
We started off bad, but we're building momentum, man. We're getting back to the 500 mark. At least I am. I don't know what your overall record is, but
bad. Yeah, it's bad.
Not great.
I think I stopped counting. Honestly, I think I have 5 wins. I forget what my record was at on Friday. I didn't even put it together, just because it was the one bet, so it's just an easy record to keep care of. Because I didn't even really bet on Friday, so there's no point for the records. These are rolling over from Wednesday. So no record for me today. But you're at 16-23. You said?
Overall, since we started last Monday, 16-23. Going into the weekend, I was 5-14. So again, we the 11 wins over the weekend were nice. Just wish the losses were a little less. That way, I could have closed the gap a little more. But whatever. We got to get on a hot streak, and then next thing you know, we're off and running, making way more than the $50.
Absolutely. And when we were making more, we'll be making more on PointsBet. And the best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you have any questions, email pointsbet@allchgo.com and we'll help you. Remember that PointsBet is your home for live in-game betting. They even have a new exclusive feature, live NBA same-game parlays. For the first time ever, build the perfect live same-game parlay only with PointsBet. If you're watching the Kings and Bulls tonight, you like DeMar DeRozan points, you like De'Aaron Fox assists, you like the Bulls to win, you can put that in a live same-game parlay only with PointsBet. You can even boost your live same-game parlays with PointsBet. You get one a day, and that is a really fun feature of the PointsBet app. And cool thing, online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. Use code CHGO. I can't even say our company name right now. CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. And we have to mention CHGO, the code I'm stumbling up. CHGO is the code for PointsBet. That is our company. We're coming to you live from the CHGO Studio B. It's been a lot of fun doing CHGO Bets with Cody, and you can support us by going to allchgo.com. Our members are what support us. They get access to premium written content on our site, and they get access to our members lounge. That's our members only Discord. And when you become a member, when you sign up at allchgo.com, you can get a shirt. Part of your membership is a shirt. We got a lot of great designs. There's a new sky design as well, and that podcast starts today. We're really excited to hear that take off. Sabria and Janice are going to do a great job. So again, go to allchgo.com, check out all the great content that we have, and become a member there. Cody, let's get into our bets. You're going to take us through your same game parlay. You were 1-4 last week, but like you said, on Tuesdays, you're 1-0, trying to go 1-1 on Mondays.
Yeah. We're trying to go 1-0 in our last 1 parlays tonight, guys. And of course, we're betting the Bulls-Kings game. I'm going to send this to Matt Peck, and he's going to share it on the Bulls show tonight. He's done that the last couple shows, so shout out to him. So this parlay, it's a 5-legger. And it's boosted from 1,200 to plus 1,300 with the parlay boost that PointsBet gives you. So first off, we'll start off with Bulls money line minus 176. The Bulls on the road, they have been sus, as you could say.
Yeah.
Going up against a Kings team they should beat, though. Alex Caruso is back. Hopefully Zach LaVine plays tonight. With them being 3.5-point favorites on the road, I'm going to assume Zach LaVine's going to play tonight. But even if they don't have LaVine, it will definitely be a bigger sweat, but I think they still win. And then De'Aaron Fox over 25.5 points at minus 115. De'Aaron Fox just put up 41 in his last game and 32 the game before that. He's rolling. He is on a roll right now. And, I know Caruso is back and Io is a great defensive guard as well, but someone's got to score for the Kings, and De'Aaron Fox is that guy. I think he can go over 25.5 tonight for sure. Then I like Io over 4.5 assists at plus 110. I think he had 3 in his last game, but he had 7 the game before that. He's been a hit or miss on the assist game. I think tonight is one of those where the Bulls get they move the ball, pass the ball around, and he ends up with 5 or 6 at least. I'm actually adding this one more so just because it's at plus points. Like if you can get it at over 4.5 at plus 110, like you reeled me in. I'm gonna take it. And then after that, I like DeMar DeRozan over 5.5 rebounds. That's at minus 160. So a lot of people are coming in on that. We added that in the one of the parlays last week. I think it was at 6.5 last week. So at 5.5 this week. And this one, I like it. He's just a stat stuffer. He's in the MVP race for a reason. I mean, 5.5 seems low for me, in my opinion. I know Caruso's back, so he kind of takes away some of those rebounds. Yeah, but
LaVine might be out again, like you said.
And again, yeah, if LaVine's out, then I feel like that helps. And then Trey Lyles over.
Trey Lyles over.
Big
name.
over a half on a 3-pointer at minus 176. He just needs to hit one 3-pointer, and PointsBet has it at minus 176. So apparently he's been hitting a lot of threes lately, or at least one per game. At home against a team that honestly has struggled against, these versatile bigs. I kind of like him to at least hit 1 3 tonight. Again, odds at plus 1,200. If you use that parlay boost, you get it at plus 1,300. I'm putting $5 on it. Can win $71. If we hit, we celebrate. I come in here just raging tomorrow, baby.
In his 11 games with Sacramento, Trey Lyles has taken 2 threes a game. So, and he's hitting them at 36%. So you got if he takes 2 a game, you got a 36% chance of hitting that bet, which is not bad.
Not bad.
Run it down again, just those 5 legs again. You're at plus 1,300 odds.
Plus 1,300. We got Bulls money line, De'Aaron Fox over 25.5 points, Ayo Dosunmu over 4.5 assists, DeMar DeRozan over 5.5 rebounds, and Trey Lyles 1 3-pointer. That's all we're asking for.
In the last 3 games, he has hit 4 3-pointers. So, there you go. He did have 2 against the Spurs and Mavericks back-to-back where he went 0 for 1. But, really over the past couple of games, he's been on fire from 3. So, hey, when he shoots them, he's decent at it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Trey Lyles, I laughed at it right away, but I like it. The more I hear it,
minus 176. Like
I wasn't on that edge.
People in Vegas know something, man. They know
Absolutely.
something. So I like it tonight. Let's hope he hits 1 3 and that's it.
Absolutely. And let's move into my teaser town here. We're going to put together a teaser, try to get you some money in the NBA. I like a lot of different teams here, but I don't know if I like the lines necessarily. Like the Bulls, they are at minus 3.5. I don't know if I love them. We talked about them being on the road, and they're a little bit iffy on the road. I don't know if I love them, but I do like them enough to win. So I'm going to tease them to plus 1.5 tonight. That is a minus 200 line. But again, this is a 3-leg parlay, so we'll put all those odds together and get you one nice odd. So I'm going to go with the Bulls plus 1.5. Then the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Los Angeles Clippers. The Cavs are hosting the Clippers tonight. I'm going to take the Cavs plus 1.5. I'm teasing that one down. Those odds for 1.5 Cleveland is minus 276. And then the Bucks, they are taking on the Jazz tonight. That one, you said Jazz are at plus 1?
Plus 3.
Plus 3. They're plus 3. They're a home dog right now. So I'm going to tease the Bucks from minus 3 to plus 5.5. Odds on that are minus 240. So Cavs plus 1.5, Bulls plus 1.5, Bucks plus 5.5, and the total parlay, the odds on that is plus 189. So we'll put $3 down to try to win $869. I like the Bucks to win. I like the Bulls to win. I like the Cavs to win. And if they don't, hopefully they lose by 1, because at least for the Bulls and the Cavs, that's all I gave myself there. But I do think that, those teams, especially the Bulls and the Clippers, should be able to take care of business. Then it's just about trusting Giannis, where Gobert might be out. I could see it happening, which is all I need to take a bet, I think.
Right.
You like the Jazz, though.
I do. Are we transitioning to our big 3?
Oh, yeah, let's transition to the big 3. I didn't even realize that was in your big 3.
Yeah, it's in my big 3.
Uh-oh.
So my big 3, I like the Jazz plus 3. We'll start at the bottom there. They are the only home dog tonight, and I just love it when the dogs are barking at home, man. Rudy Gobert might be out. He's questionable. But against a Bucks team that, sometimes on the road they can be a little iffy. The Jazz at home, it's tough. They're one of the best teams in the West. They're not one that's not talked about enough, in my opinion, at least. I'm mainly rolling because they're the dog. I just love a good home dog. But then we got Domantas Sabonis points over 17.5. We got a guy in the comments here who said the Sabonis kills the Bulls. Yes, he does, and that's why I'm taking him over 17.5. I know every time that he's killed them, it was with the Pacers this year. Again, the Kings have to score points too. De'Aaron Fox is going to go for 26, and I see Sabonis going for 18 at least too. And again, the Bulls have struggled against these versatile big men, and he's the definition of that. So I like Sabonis over 17.5 at minus 125. And then Nikola Jokic, so going up against Joel Embiid tonight. It's going to be the battle of the best big men in the league. Absolutely. Probably. Over 12.5 rebounds. our guys over at DMVR, they just tell us if you don't know what to bet, the safest bet in the league is taking over Jokic rebounds.
Yeah, and last time we saw that line, it was 14.5.
Yeah,
over 14.5 when we took it still.
Yeah, we still took it. Didn't hit that night. But I feel good about him getting some boards tonight for sure, because he's going to want to come out and perform very well against another elite big man in Joel Embiid. So I envision both him and Embiid having a great game, but I'll take Jokic and the rebounds here. I think it's at minus 152. I'm putting $10 on all three. So instead of 5, we're moving it to 10. We're risking a little bit more. The odds aren't necessarily in our favor as much. That's why we're putting a little bit more money on it so we can make some of that cash back. So
you're just trying to go broke. That's all you're just trying to do. You're just trying to go broke. You want to get that punishment out of the way. Let's go to Sabonis real quick, because I do like your line there, 17.5 over points. Last 10 games against the Bulls, 7 times he has gone over 17.5, and whenever he goes over 17.5, he's good for 20, and he's good for double-digit boards. 9 of those 10 games, he's been good for double-digit boards. Actually, I think I counted wrong. He's last 10 of 10. He's been good for double-digit boards. So, I mean, Sabonis has basically been a double-double machine against the Bulls, his entire career, but mainly ever since 2019. He's been really on a roll. So I like Sabonis, and that's why in my big 3, I do like Sabonis. I'm going away from him, though. I like Sacramento early in this game. I do think De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis can put pressure on the Bulls, so I do like Sacramento to win the first half. Again, I'm not confident enough to take the Kings with their performance fully, so I'm going to just take plus 4.5 there. But I do like the odds. I think that Sacramento at home, I like them. You talk about home dogs. I like a home dog. I don't know if they have the talent to last with the Bulls, but the Bulls aren't really always a fast starting team, and they really don't blow people out. They did win by 10 against Cleveland, but it was a fairly close game. I like Sacramento to at least be able to keep it close going into halftime. So we'll roll with the Kings there. De'Aaron Fox has been a very interesting player when it comes to double-doubles. This year, he's only had 5, but you look in prior years, like in 2020, he had 11 double-doubles. In 2019, he had 9 double-doubles. And in 2018-19, he had 16 double-doubles. The double-doubles really haven't been there, but if we think Sabonis will have a big night, I think De'Aaron Fox will also have a big night. He's had 40-point games in 2 of his past 4 games. So I do like him over points. We see how bad Kobe White is on defense for the Bulls. So, yes, Caruso is back. Dosunmu is a great defender, but also Kobe White's going to have to play at some point. So I really do think that the Bulls can take advantage, and pick and roll defense is something that they struggle heavily with. De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis will be able to eat up the Bulls. So I like the Kings early. I like De'Aaron Fox tonight with a double-double, and I like De'Aaron Fox over 25.5 points. So those are our big 3, and I think let me get what I'm betting on those. Two, just so we have that. So for the Kings, I'm putting $2 down to win 311, which, I wish I did that 3 days ago for 311 day. De'Aaron Fox, I'm putting $2 down for him to have a double-double. That will pay out $12. And then for De'Aaron Fox over points, 176, because I had some change I needed to get rid of, to win 329 on PointsBet. So those are our big 3 for the night. And let's go to the lock of the night. That Cody, how many times has the lock of the night hit in our 5 shows?
We are 0 for.
Oh,
it's not great.
No, not great, Bob. What are we rolling with tonight? What's our lock of the night? What do we think is a lock, quote unquote lock?
We were all, after talking about it, I think we're all in on the under on was it Embiid or Jokic?
It was Embiid. Jokic, I'm not really sure, because Jokic has played against the Denver Nuggets a decent amount. He's got 11 games. In his last game that he had against the 76ers, Embiid didn't play in it, but he had 30, 10, and 7, which, is pretty damn good. And he's been really the only thing on Denver. And I think that, his whole narrative is that he is the reigning MVP. Embiid might win the MVP this year. It's the battle of the best big men. Like, I'm truly buying into that narrative, and buying into narratives really doesn't help for betting. So where do you stand on this? I mean, I like that, just basing off the history of Embiid versus Jokic, and the fact that Embiid hasn't played against Jokic in a long time. I like just history repeating itself, but also I can buy into the narrative that Embiid, nobody gets up like Joel Embiid. You're telling him that he's not the best big man in the league, that he wasn't able to beat Jokic out for MVP last year. Like, now is a true statement game. So I'm going to go against my gut of thinking Embiid is going to have a big night, and I'm going to go with the history, and I think he's going to go under.
Yeah, you can get the under on Embiid points, and it's at 29.5. The under is at plus 110 right now, so a lot of money coming in on the over. I like the history says, under here. And the reason that I kind of like the under and that I'm going to roll with the under with you is because I feel like this is going to be a defensive game in a way. I don't think there's going to be. I would be shocked if this score is 120, 110 or something like that. The spread is 1.5 points, so it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a defensive game. Both, like, whoever between Jokic or Embiid, whoever has the better game, I think that team wins.
Can I be honest? I think James Harden's going to have a big night. I think that might be the thing. Like maybe we take Harden over points. He's at 22.5 points. I do like Harden. I think that maybe he has a big game against Denver. Historically, he's had some big nights, 34, 27, 35, 27, 38, 30, 32, 22. Like, he's had some really big nights historically against Denver. So, I mean, maybe that's the play. I think that there's something here because it is such a weird game.
It's tough to take Embiid under on points, especially at 29.5, because he's just consistently been giving you 30 points a night, it feels like, all season. But, again, he hasn't gone up against Jokic. And right. Jokic is, again, these are the top two big men, and they both have very similar games. I just feel like whoever wins this game is going to be whoever between those two has a better game. And then, Philly has the X factor in Harden while Jamal Murray's still out, I believe, for Denver. Like, who all for Denver is going to show up outside of Jokic? I feel like that's why it's tough to even consider betting the under on points for Jokic. Right. But for Embiid, it's like, okay, well, he can still have a good game, but maybe he'll get other guys involved because he's going to be so heavily looked at by the Denver defense. So that's why maybe he doesn't get as many shot attempts. So
also, he hasn't gone to the line a ton against Jokic, so I'm just not sure if that's something where he makes a ton of points at the line. One of the higher guys with free throw attempts per game in Embiid. That's such a large part of his game is going to the foul line. So if Embiid's or Jokic is able to avoid that, then maybe that's where the under ends up going. I might honestly be talking myself into the Harden over 22.5. It's at minus 115. Or we could get Embiid under 29.5 at plus 110. You got to make the call here.
Oh, man. You know how much I love chasing the plus money, man. How about we just both? Why don't we just do both?
Both lock of the night?
Yeah, just two locks of the night. I'll ride on Harden points, and I'm going to take Embiid on the under points as well.
After you made your bets tonight, or what's your bank at right now? How much is left in your points bet? Because we still have some time before the.
I have not placed the lock of the night yet.
Okay,
but at this point, I think it's around $38 after I place my parlay and my three $10 bets.
My Shane Lowry bet finally. My Shane Lowry money hit my account, so I'm at $11.75. So that's the max we can bet. So pick a number 1 through 6.
Let's go with 4.
Okay, we're gonna bet $2 then.
All right,
I had
$4.
That 3. You missed it. 3 was $11.75. That was the max one. Okay. So we'll bet $2. Well, let's bet $2 on both. So we'll bet $2 on James Harden over 22.5 tonight against Denver, and we'll bet Joel Embiid under 29.5 at plus 110 on PointsBet. Put $2 on both of those, and we'll recap you tomorrow on CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. Use code CHGO to live your bet life on where our bank stands. Will Cody still be above $50? Will I have any money left in my account? All fun and more will be had tomorrow and all throughout this week on CHGO Bets Daily. Thank you to Lawrence, our producer, for his great work in getting us up and running. That is Cody Delmendo. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. You can follow our bet Twitter account at CHGO_bets. You can follow CHGO at CHGO_sports. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Again, this is CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. We'll talk to you tomorrow.